Hello there.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to Behind the Sofa.
And it's to do with who?
Who?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Who?
So it is.
Bye.
So what have we got on this week's exciting Behind the Sofa?
This week it is our 4th show. Can you believe it?
Oh, already? Wowza, we've not even done them every week.
So far, let's list them. Sontaran Experiment we've had The Leisure Hive, and we've had last, I think it was a fortnight ago, we had, it might be even more by the time this is released, but our Let's Kill Hitler review.
So we did.
And today we are going to be reviewing Hand of Fear. We'll tell you what we were meant to be reviewing later. We won't tell you now because we don't want to spoil the surprise. We were meant to be reviewing a different Fourth Doctor episode. And again, I forgot to write a Tom Baker figure home. So I'll write that next week. Remind me to write that this week.
You expecting me to remember?
No.
I forget everything, don't I?
I'll write it down.
I forget my own name.
I'll write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing our top 10 returning villains, so ones we want to return.
Okay. Actually, I don't think we are. We're going to do our top 9.
9. Yes.
And why are we doing 9?
Because there's Series 9 coming up.
Series 9. So we thought we'd talk about those things from who passed that we'd like to see return
Yeah,
in Series 9.
I've got a few in my
9
mind.
things. I haven't yet. I'm going to make it all up as I go along like I normally do.
Yeah, like me too.
Yeah. So this week our main item is a review of The Hand of Fear.
Oh god, a great episode.
Should we start off by, you going to read a synopsis of the episode out?
Yes. So the Doctor and Sarah land in a quarry where Sarah is hurt when some bricks crumble on top of her. They find she has a hand, the hand of a vicious but sometimes peaceful Eldrad. But if Sarah's not cured soon, it may mean the end of her travels in the TARDIS. That was my own synopsis because the other synopsises were either too short or too long.
I see. So, where do you want to start with this?
Let's go on to series first because I've got them in order.
So a bit of background about this particular episode. So, wow, where are we?
This was series 14.
Series 14, crumbs. So how many... Well, no, actually I'll ask the other question first. Which Doctor is it?
It's the 4th Doctor.
Tom Baker. So what I was going to say is, how far into Tom Baker's reign is this story?
It is 3 series, so left about halfway through.
Okay. Okay.
No, less than halfway.
And anyone that's ever watched Behind the Sofa before or listens to the Doctor Who Time and Space podcast that we do will know that Tom Baker's my favourite Doctor.
It is.
And we've been very lucky actually because so far on the stories we've been reviewing on here, the majority have been Tom Baker ones.
Only one hasn't.
Just as a bit of background, and we've talked about this in earlier episodes,
Yeah.
but in case you're coming in fresh for episode 4,
Yes.
the way that
you might do.
which you might be, the way that we select our episodes is that we've got a spreadsheet which we rather catchingly have entitled the Randomizer. What it does...
It's a device on the TARDIS.
It's a device on the TARDIS. But it's also a spreadsheet with every episode of Who ever written on it. We built a little macro into it, so we press a button and it randomly gives us an episode to watch. And we're basically, this was the 4th one that came up. Actually, no, that's not true.
5th one.
This is the 5th one, but
we will tell you later what the 4th one was.
Yeah. But that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. That's going too complicated.
So we know then that this is the Tom Baker one from series 14. at that point, who are the companions for the Doctor?
Well, there's only one companion in the story, and that's Sarah Jane.
So, the lovely Sarah Jane, who is probably still to this day the most famous Doctor Who
Yeah,
assistant
of course.
ever.
She had her own spin-off series.
She did indeed, yeah. What happened to Harry? Where's Harry gone?
He left in the Zygon one.
Oh, okay.
The Zygon.
So yeah, is this sort of did he leave at the beginning of the series?
And no, beginning of series 2 of Tom Baker.
Okay. So did Tom Baker, for the majority of his tenure, just have a single companion?
Yeah, because he had Leela on the
Yeah.
own. He had Romana, Sarah for most of her era. And that's it.
What's the format of this particular episode?
Well, the format is a 4-part story.
Mm. As I guess, and again you'll probably correct me here, is probably the case with the majority of Tom Baker's
Yeah.
series, yeah? Most of them were 4 parts as well.
Definitely the end.
Hmm.
Nothing but 4-part story.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So, should we talk a little bit about the episode itself?
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So, in terms of the villains,
yes.
who do we have in it? And then perhaps we'll think a little bit about what our favourite villain was.
Well, there's really only one, isn't there? And then there's that. So there's Eldred as the main one.
We better perhaps to sort of explain it to people. And, okay, there will always be a few spoilers
Yeah.
in here, so if you haven't seen the episode, if you don't want to be spoiled, you're probably best not listening to the episode.
Some people do want things to have just a little spoiler
Yeah.
to start everything off.
And we're not going to give you any huge spoilers.
No.
We're going to give things that will give away certain plot lines, because we have to, because we're reviewing it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to sort of tell you chapter and verse so that you
No.
can enjoy watching it. But the main baddie in it, and that's why I did a spoiler warning beforehand, is whilst it is the same baddie, it's sort of like having two baddies, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because in the first half, we've got the sort of hand of fear.
Yeah, well, technically there's 3 baddies because there's that rock guy, isn't there?
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
In the last part
Mhm.
when they've travelled to Castria.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So, do you want to just explain a little bit about what happens with the hand?
Oh, I don't want to spoil anything
Okay.
because of Sarah Jane.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to spoil them.
Okay. Well,
And then it was for all enjoyment.
what is probably worth saying though, isn't it, is that there is the hand, and the hand generates up
Yeah.
into a full being
Yeah.
called
Eldred.
Aldrad. So, the main baddie in it is effectively
Bladdy.
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 Baddie.
A
The main
baddie.
baddie in it is effectively Aldrad.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah. So, who's your favourite baddie?
Eldred.
Gotta be, innit? It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Do you like Aldrad best in hand form, or do you like it best in fully grown?
It's creepier in hand form.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Okay. I think we're both agreed on that, aren't we? The best baddie is Aldrad.
Yeah. Why?
Why? Because it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's just a really good idea.
It's sort of classic horror stuff. I'm sure. No, one of my friends is a big Hammer horror fan, and he'd definitely correct me. But I'm sure there's an old Hammer horror film about a hand,
Is there?
and I'm sure it's got Roy Carson in it. I'm sure I've seen it ages ago, but I can't remember what it's called. But I'm sure it's a classic. I'll have to look it up afterwards. But it had that sort of feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I remember reading actually somewhere on someone else's website where they were talking about how some of that period of Tom Baker's episodes, they did use elements of horror films.
Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes
Mhm.
era.
Right. Okay.
Well, like Brain of Morbius, Mask of Mandragora,
Mhm.
Planet of Evil, lots of stories.
Well, certainly the Morbius one is a little bit
Jekyll
around.
and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde.
I was thinking Frankenstein.
No, it's Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
That's what it's based on.
So that's what we. That's why I like it. Is the hand, and I much prefer the hand element of Aldrad.
Yeah.
The before it lives.
Yeah.
It.
Eldrad must live.
Aldrad must live.
Eldrad must.
Well, that probably. Let's think a little bit about the best bit.
No, not bit yet.
You want to talk about the best part first?
Yeah.
Okay. Best part. So you got.
I even put them in the right order so you wouldn't get mistaken.
You know by now I get mistaken by things. You can write it upside down and I would still. I'd probably stand a better chance of being in the right order that way. With my head's upside down. Well, what's your favourite part then?
My favourite part is part. Oh God. I like part 1 or part 2.
I think we're both agreed, aren't we, that the first half
Yeah.
of the story is better than the second half of
Nowhere
the story.
near. The second half of the story is nowhere near as good as the first half of the story.
'Cause the first half is the one with the hand, isn't it?
And the second half is the one with the.
So depending on whether you like that or you like, it would depend on which half you like best. Personally, I like the more than
Not the.
yeah. So I'm gonna go for part 1.
Me too, because it builds up.
Mhm.
Is Sarah Jane. You think what's happened to Sarah Jane,
Mm.
and it just builds up a lot of suspense.
Because basically the hand, and again without giving away too much, the hand can sort of control, can't it?
The cliffhanger of part 3 though is the best cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But I won't spoil that because that's a very, very spoilery bit. Can you think of what?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I'll tell you after
have to
the
tell me
show.
afterwards. The next question we always ask ourselves is, what is the best... are we going to go on to that one first? I've been completing them all already here, haven't
Yeah, you have. No, it's meant to be that one, that one, that one.
I? Oh, I see, right, okay.
That one's last.
So, best supporting cast. Who's your favourite character other than the Doctor and Sarah?
Well, we said we thought Dr. Carter,
Mhm.
who was played by Rex Robinson. He played Dr. Tyler in 3 Doctors, and he played someone else, I can't remember who. But he sadly died. Did I say that?
In April he died,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sadly.
April 2015. What was you liked about that character?
I don't know, I just found him good.
I like the fact that he's, I mean, in the end he's a good guy,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's a bit grumpy to start with,
He
isn't
is,
he? But,
yeah.
but he would be, you know, because why are these strange people
I
in
know.
this maximum security nuclear power
Thing.
station thingy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both agreed on that. It's Dr. Carter.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to the question that I've been wanting to ask all afternoon.
Yes! He's going to stop bugging us about it.
What's your favourite bit? Best bit?
Oh! Cliffhanger of part 3.
Do you know what my favourite bit is?
What?
It's just Sarah Jane saying, Aldred must.
No,
Mm.
my favourite part
Aldred
is the
must
end.
live.
It's the end when Sarah Jane leaves.
What?
Spoiler.
That is true. We ought to talk a little bit about that because that is.
It's our first randomizer story which shows the departure or arrival of Companion.
And we see Sarah Jane Smith leaving the Doctor after how many
Oh.
series?
3.5.
So probably there or thereabouts the longest running assistant of all time. Question as to
Just
whether
after Jamie.
Clara possibly might overtake that, you never know.
Maybe she might overtake Jamie.
Yeah.
No, she'd never overtake him. He was like 113
Was it really?
episodes.
Well, see, I didn't know that.
Not stories.
I actually thought that Sarah Jane had been in more
No,
than Jamie. So,
you're not a Doctor Who fan.
I didn't know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing.
I know you don't.
But so why is it then that people hold Sarah Jane with so much affection? Because you don't hear people talking about Jamie. Are you falling asleep there? Am I boring you?
No, it's just because she's a woman and everybody likes women. Either it's because women like women because they're the same gender, and men love women.
Maybe that's it.
So
Yeah.
it's not the same with them.
Jamie had a skirt on.
Yeah. So technically he's a woman.
So yeah. So the best bit then, I might be with you on this. I say I do love the bit when Sarah Jane is taken over by
Yeah.
Aldred, and well, it's not so much taken over by Aldred itself, is it?
No.
It's trying to bring Aldred back, and the way it's
Yeah.
trying to do that is through the nuclear power, isn't it? But yeah, there's the bit when she sort of goes, Aldred must live. And I love that bit. But perhaps you're right, maybe the best bit is the ending. Because it's probably the best farewell sequence
Yeah.
for a companion ever, isn't it?
Yeah. Has
Yeah.
to be.
What I like about it is the fact that, to start with, I'm going, I've had enough, I'm going.
Yeah.
She's all bullshit about it. And then when the doctor says, okay, you can go, sort of thing, she's like, what? No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. isn't she? So it's just showing really she was just trying to push her weight around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, should we move on to the ratings?
Let's think about the ratings. Okay.
So, in Dawn, the Readers' Poll 2014,
That's
it-
Doctor Who Monthly.
yeah, it was rated, no, magazine.
Doctor Who Monthly. Did you correct me on that last time as well? You did, didn't you? I'll probably say it again next time as well. Doctor Who Magazine.
Magazine, Dawn, not Doctor Who Monthly. Yeah. There's this feature on Radio 1 called Nerd Alerts. I should mention you on them.
I I don't know what to say.
So it's 101st.
101st.
Sorry, but it's strangely it's below Massacre of St Bartholomew's Eve, which I never really fancied, and that's a missing story. I don't get how that could be higher from when that has been out.
It surprises me that this episode is as low as
Yeah,
it was.
I know.
Having said that, if it was 2 episodes
Yeah,
and the first part with the hand in it and the second part with the regenerated Aldrad were 2 separate stories, probably the second part would be quite low in my list. Because regardless of what you said about the third part having a really great cliffhanger,
I know.
still, it's
Come on.
not particularly great, I don't think,
It's
the
not
second half.
particularly great, no.
But the first half is brilliant.
Apart from the best bit at the end.
Yeah. So I guess I can sort of see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you rate it?
Um,
We're going to come on to that in a second, I guess. When we talk about our league table.
I would say just a tiny bit higher, only by 3 or 4 places.
Mm-hmm.
So, I haven't seen every single story ever.
You've seen a big chunk of them now, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I haven't seen the Massacre of St Bartholomew's Eve, mainly because it's missing. I would watch it if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like Marco Polo. Straight as it was out. Straight as it's out, if it ever is recovered, I'd just sit down and watch it.
Sounds good. Should we do the leaderboard?
Yes.
Where should we have the leaderboard
Let's
today?
put it over there.
Over there? Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. Over there?
Yeah.
Nobody will be able to see, it'll be off the screen. You mean up there?
Yeah,
About
over
there.
there. It's
Okay.
hard to
So you should see the leaderboard about here now. But I think you've got to
I can't.
keep your head down just so it don't bang our heads on it. There we are. So, how's that looking then?
Yeah.
So, it looks like
Ooh.
we've now both got an agreement on our favourite episode we've watched so far.
So we've agreed that our favourite episode is The Hand of Fifth.
Yeah. Whether it will stay like that, who
And
knows?
Something's beat the Sontaran experiment.
Mm. So there we are.
Where's
Hand
the-
of Fear
where's the
currently
leaderboard?
top of the pops. Top of the pops.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, what are we watching next week? Or next time?
I won't tell you yet. I'll tell you at the next time.
Are you going to do it right at the end,
I'll
are
do
you?
it at the next time.
Okay. Okay. Well, you'll have to wait then, folks. You have to wait because Mr. Snooty Bear's decided you have to do it at the end.
I think I should get a new person to work with. You're fired.
Should we move on to the second section of this show?
Yes.
Which is...
Our top monsters.
Top Monsters. So, what we're looking at here,
Top 9.
top 9 monsters that we want to see return in Series 9.
Yes.
And obviously they won't because you're not going to get 9 classic monsters coming
Are
back.
we going to place them in order?
No. Mainly because I haven't worked mine out
Are
yet.
we going to do 2 separate ones?
Perhaps we should just agree 9 between us.
Yeah. This will be a hard one then.
Okay.
Because
you've probably already got 9 in your head, haven't you?
Not 9.
Okay.
Now I've got a few. Now my first choice
There's a few we'll agree on, I think.
for monsters to return is Sutek.
Sutek.
Now
Mm.
the thing is,
Sutek from...
Pyramids of
Pyramids of
Mars.
Mars,
I was just
okay.
about to say that.
Okay.
He's actually returning in the Bernie Summerfield Big Finish Adventures
Oh.
in Triumph of Sutek.
Okay. So you're thinking if you can come back in one, why not come back in the other as well?
Yeah.
Fair point.
Now, probably overcrowning him in that matter, though, is one I just remembered.
Probably my first.
Omega.
That is my first. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the one I would most like to see.
He's returned before.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Three Doctors, and then he returned in the Arc of Infinity, and if he returns again, that'd be a third time. So there's my thing on my leg,
Okay.
showing how many times he's been in it.
So I've actually not seen him come in the second time. Was the episode you said Arc of Infinity?
Arc of Infinity.
Is that Pete Davidson
Yes.
episode? Okay.
Yes, it is.
I've not seen that one, or if I have, I don't remember it. So maybe it'll come up on the randomizer. Let's hope so.
Let's move on now. Now another choice
Mhm.
of mine, which we should discuss about now, is the Rani.
The Varney.
Because I think she needs a regeneration. And if they're having a major Time Lord series, I think they need the Rani.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I guess we both are of the opinion that this series is going to be largely based on Time Lords.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I think the end of it will.
Okay. I've just got a
The
feeling...
bits with Missy in.
Yeah. I've got a feeling it's going to be based around finding Gallifrey again.
I think the final Stephen Moffat series will be.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe that is it. Okay, so Zarani, I'd agree with you on that one actually.
Do you want?
Only because we watched Mark of the Rani
Yeah.
the other week, and you thought, well, actually, there's a lot more they could do with Rani. I didn't before we watched it. I didn't really necessarily think that was the case, but having seen it again, I think probably yeah, that'd be a welcome return.
Now my fourth choice, should I
Yeah, come on, yeah.
ask if you agree, is the Draconians.
Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. From
Yeah.
which
From
episode?
Frontier in Space,
Mhm.
because they've only been in it once, and they deserve a righteous return.
Excellent. No, I'd agree with that. I'll tell you another one. I'm going to throw one in now, and it's not a
Yeah.
classic.
Okay.
Right? The Whispermen.
Oh, of course.
Because they had a very small bit part, didn't they? In whatever one it was. What was the episode called?
That was called Name of the Doctor.
Name of the Doctor, yeah. Yeah, quite a small bit part on it, but they were really creepy, weren't they? They were certainly
They
really
were.
good back then. So yeah, I think I'd go for them.
I've got another one.
Okay, how many are we up to, by the way?
5.
Five,
I've
okay.
got 2 more actually.
Okay, you fire ahead with them.
So first up, I've got the Obrons.
hmm From
Both Day of the Daleks and Frontier in Space.
okay,
So 2 Frontier in Space ones just there.
yeah. And what's the other one?
What do you mean?
I thought you said you had two.
Draconians. Yeah, I said. Oh, you mean now?
Yeah,
The few.
yeah. I thought you said you had 2 more.
yeah,
things
yeah, I
there.
did. And the Axons.
Oh yeah, the accents. Those are the spaghetti bolognese looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Which takes us to 7, is that?
That's 7.
Yeah.
So
Can I
we'll
throw
throw
one
in
in?
1 each.
Okay. I did think of one just a minute ago and it's gone up in my head now.
Trying to think of some more.
What about the Sensorites?
Yeah.
That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? Something, really old and classic. I mean, I know to a certain extent the Ood have taken the place of them, haven't they?
Yeah.
But it might be nice to bring the Sensorites back from the episode The Sensorites.
I've got another thing as well. My
Mhm.
final villain that I think needs a righteous return. It's maybe a bit
Gotta be Shockeye,
obscure.
surely.
No. Shockeye was destroyed, wasn't he?
He can come back.
I don't know.
Maybe they're meeting from a previous time. Or his
Um,
brother. His brother,
Dockeye.
Dockeye coming for revenge. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have called the Doctor when he was in his form. They could have called him Dockeye.
It's too late now.
So my final one is the Great Vampires from State of Decay.
Okay.
It's a bit weird, but yeah.
So there's your 9. I remember what the other one was I was thinking of now, which was the Yeti.
Oh God, yeah. But they kind of had the great intelligence.
Yeah. We'll have them. When we do our 10 monsters to return for series 10, perhaps we'll shove them in then. So, that probably rounds up our discussion, doesn't it? Does
It
that
does.
round up this week's episode?
Yes, it does.
And we haven't had a really long argument this time like we did last
Yeah.
week. We probably will when we turn it off.
Yeah, we will.
Actually, we love each other, so we don't argue really, do we? Ah.
But next week, the long-awaited Image of the Fendar.
Image of the Fender.
Well, 1 week behind what it
Yeah,
should be.
so basically we got confused last week.
Well,
didn't we?
well, what could have happened is it's been 2 weeks. So last week we could have accidentally not published Image of the Fendal or something.
Yeah.
That could be our excuse.
Yeah.
But we're on there, so it can't be our
No, well, we just got to admit that we were wrong. We messed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we got our orders slightly out of sync, but we'll catch up with ourselves with Image of the Fendal
Yeah.
next week, or the
Yes.
week after, whenever we get around to recording it.
We'll have a Tom Baker figure home next time, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
That's if old Lady Bones there can be bothered to write.
No. Spaghetti what? That's what you mean.
Okay, thank you very much for joining
Yes.
us on Behind the Sofa.
We should have a merchandise as well.
We should have.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about possibly a new thing that we've been thinking about.
What's it in?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Can you think?
I don't know.
Right, let's get back in the spaceship, shall we?
Yeah. Oh. Spaceship. Bye.